Mpumelelo Zikalala from Zikalala Tennis. Certainly it's going to be one of those landmark cases in which you are seeing the state trying to say, but for the actions and the tweets within the social media, this is what has happened. Now that's going to be a very difficult task to prove, because what is written down on your social media, you must then be able to prove that after reading it, I was incited or was motivated to go and loot. Now, if you look at the nature of the tweets, there's no identification of a building or a name or a particular entity. It's just a tweet which is on its own. But that should be the job of the state to say, this is the evidence that we have, we need to punish you for that. Second part is this on a technical basis. Remember, we're dealing with tweets, so we must be able to say, this is the tweet that came from your account. We'll be able to preserve that evidence. There's proof that it hasn't been tampered with. And then the second part, the incitement part of it, which for me would be a bit of a difficult one. So we may see a lot of expert witnesses which are going to come through in the preservation of the evidence and interpretation of what has been stated. And I do not think they'll be able to finish it within these 10 days, but a lot is going to rest on what is going to happen in a few hours' time. Are they ready to proceed? Is the court ready to proceed? Are witnesses available? And if they are, we may see the case being done and dusted maybe by the end of the 10 days if they work efficiently.
We spoke about the magnitude of,
yes,
of what the state is attempting to do here.
Yes.
I mean, in your opinion, from the outside looking in, all the information you've gathered so far, how does it?
Well, there are two views. One would say that the state is trying to police and make sure that we toe the line. Then the question is, what about the freedom of speech is available to everyone and must be exercised regardless of what we are stating? Because that would mean the next time we tweet, you must be very careful in terms of saying, how are people going to react to it, especially people that you have no control over. So it's one of the things which must be considered by a court before it makes a decision whether they want to proceed with this matter or they want to provide evidence in that manner.
Can I just ask, when you say this is, a first of its kind, in most cases, there's like case laws and previous cases that they refer to. What angle do you think the prosecution and even the defense is going to use to try and prove if there isn't such cases that have happened before?
Well, you simply look at the cases and how courts have interpreted the incitement of violence. And then they would say, is it the incitement only by action or words? If it's by words, how were those words written down? How were those words communicated? But remember, when I'm communicating and inciting someone, it must be a two-way thing. So you must understand what I'm saying, and you must also react in accordance to what I've stated. So if I say to an individual, let's go and attack this particular police station, that's clear incitement. But if I say, let's go and attack, what are we attacking? Is it a figure of speech in the manner or in which I'm speaking in? It gets worse when you start to include other languages, because in Zulu you can have one statement that means three different things. So how am I meant to understand that interpretation and act in accordance with it? But the job is harder for the state, because you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that the person really incited those individuals to commit a crime.